My most vivid memories are of the days when my life changed.
I can't think of a better story right now than this one.
We all need a little hope, we all need a little escapism, and we all need a little inspiration.
And Superman is hope.
He is driven by using his powers for the greater good.
Superman has stayed with us generation after generation because the world has continued to need heroes.
And we need Clark Kent. And we need Lois Lane.
Lois, what'd you say your name was again?
Kent. Clark Kent.
Superman and Lois has a lot going on. It's really fun.
It's nostalgic and it's hopeful.
It's about the family, it's about the kids, it's about how does he handle all these responsibilities as well as to be a father.
The world will always need Superman, but right now this family needs you more.
He's dealing with a whole new set of problems we've never seen Superman deal with before.
Superman's there with us, to guide us, to give us faith that tomorrow's gonna be better.
You have never seen a Superman show like this.
Up and away.
I remember coming to this earth, feeling the sun on my face for the first time.
When we think of superheroes, we have to think about Superman. He was the first. He was the original.
Superman was the epitome of a hero. He could do everything. He had the best powers. He could fly. Who doesn't want to fly?
For all the comic book characters that have ever been before and after, he is kind of the dividing line.
Superman's captured my imagination since I watched him fly on screen, since I read a comic book with Superman or watched an animated series with Superman. And it was clear he was just doing the right thing because it was the right thing to do.
And there's a famous phrase like, with great power comes great responsibility. And when I think of Superman, it's not a question, it's a statement. That is his essence.
Here you go, friend.
Thanks. Cool costume.
Thanks. My mom made it for me.
This is a guy who can do good things, and he doesn't. And it's just as simple as that.
If you stripped him of his powers, he would still be the same goofy, lovable, kind, decent person. And that's something to aspire to, superhuman strength or not.
Hi, General.
He's got this ability to inspire those around him to strive to be the best versions of themselves.
I do have a responsibility to the world as you know who.
Well, you've got a bigger responsibility to your family as a father.
What if we were to see stories in the Superman mythos that we never got to see?
The boys need to see what a strong and loving and vulnerable man looks like.
Which is once he became a father and once he became a dad.
I'm trying.
How did that change him?
Wow, make a pretty good Superman.
This is different. It's not a normal Superman show. You know, growing up, I loved Smallville. This feels like a different show, a whole different vibe than any other Superman show that's been done.
I was in Wichita for a story.
We couldn't catch a flight back, Mom said. It's a modern Superman, and it's done well.
If you need anything, if you wanna talk.
He's a dad, he's a husband.
We're gonna be all right.
To see him challenged on a daily basis, it brings this unpredictability to a character that's usually somewhat predictable.
Just leave us alone.
What we wanted to do was to tell a story that hadn't been told yet, which is like when Superman grows up.
The world will always need Superman, but right now this family needs you more.
It made me think about Superman in ways I never have before.
Superman's boring.
I never really thought about how he pays the bills.
Huh.
How does he deal with basic day-to-day routines?
We do a little bit of therapy on the characters, right? And really kind of get at what makes them tick, what motivates these characters to do what they do.
And suddenly, here I am, living in Metropolis, raising two teenage boys, married to the most famous journalist in the world.
All of the shows in the Arrowverse have some element of family. They always have.
Your cousin, sort of.
But this one, even more so than any of them.
Your plate's in the fridge. Jonathan's got some news and apologize to Jordan. You missed therapy today.
The theme of family, it's the biggest theme and the most important theme in our show.
Lois is the best journalist in the world, and Superman is Superman. But you're seeing them failing sometimes as parents.
Your parents told you about your real heritage when you were 6.
That was different. I lived on a farm. I had powers.
It's called Superman and Lois, I believe, for a reason. The and Lois part is really, really critical.
I really like that they're both tackling things on their end, and they're there to assist each other. They're a team.
When we were dreaming about having a family, it didn't look like this, did it?
Superman and Lois is a TV show for every generation. You could take all the hero elements out of it, and it would still very much stand on its own.
Love you guys.
Love you. Luck today, guys.
Thanks, Dad.
It's so obvious that the Kent home is every bit as important as the Fortress of Solitude. That's showing a new gear for the Arrowverse.
There's a scope to it, capturing the beauty of the landscape.
It looks incredibly cinematic, and it looks like a movie.
A good deal of our time is spent in Smallville, but he is Superman, and he is protecting sometimes the entire world.
Superman is sort of the hero of the world. It doesn't really matter where his base is.
He's Superman, and sometimes you gotta show that the man can fly into space. And that's really cool, too, and that's part of the fun of it, is how many literal worlds Superman can travel to.
Lois, what'd you say your name was again?
Kent. Clark Kent. Oh. Sorry.
Never met a Clark before.
Oh. I've never met a Lois before.
What we used our imagination for was not to reimagine who Clark and Lois were.
Actually, there was my first grade teacher, Lois Hannigan, so I guess technically... Oh, technically you'd be the second.
But to imagine what Clark and Lois would do and feel in 2021.
We fell in love. I told Lois who I really was, where I came from.
To see this iconic romantic love story and to see them mature and deal with the same issues we all deal with.
Clark and Lois have this very similar idea of what a marriage is.
We're not at the courting phase. We're not at the, her finding out about him phase. These are two people who've gotten very comfortable in their life with each other.
The foundation is very strong, but there is tension.
Should have told him a long time ago.
We just gotta be on the same page going forward.
Every decision they make needs to be from both of them.
You think your mom wanted us to move to Smallville and live on the farm?
It's a simpler life. It's a lot when you have work and kids and trying to save things from falling down and things from exploding.
This family needs Smallville.
As much as the world needs Superman?
Clark and Lois are really trying to reacquaint themselves with not just a town, but with their own family.
But I think she was right.
Really?
Are we going to Grandma's?
I think we're overdue.
Great, Smallville. Place where you can spend a full year in one afternoon.
It's not that bad.
There's a reason why the most famous superhero ever, that probably best embodies the best of us, was raised in a town like Smallville. A lot of the values that he has as an individual, he developed in that town.
You remember our boys, Jonathan and Jordan?
What Clark realizes is that it might just be a good time to take a step back and slow down their life.
A chance for Clark to get back to his roots and to get away from the sprawling urban adventures that they've had.
There's a realization like maybe Metropolis is not what's best for our sons right now and for our relationship.
All my memories, my childhood, my parents, they're all here.
And although on the surface, Smallville might seem perfect, there's a lot of problems with Smallville.
We had to sell the Overly Foods last year.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Smallville's changed. There's more than meets the eye.
Everybody leaves. It's almost a ghost town.
Everybody else we know moved away.
She means bailed.
I felt like that might be a great way to infuse, a lot of people are experiencing right now. Smaller towns are dying in our country, and who better to give some hope than Superman?
Can't be that bad. I mean, it's more the people that make up a place, right?
Wow. Metropolis boys are really starting to lose their game.
Jordan, what are we looking for, anyways?
Jonathan and Jordan Kent are as different as brothers can get. They're fraternal twins, but they look completely different. They act completely different.
They're going through the same phases of life at the same time, right? So it makes them super, super close.
You, Mom?
Someone's got to watch out for you. You can see that they have the maturity to still love each other and still make sure they're okay at the end of each day.
Jonathan and Jordan are two really normal teenage boys.
Dad.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
As the children of Lois Lane and Clark Kent, it's a little bit more than most.
It's quite the secret that's exposed.
What are you doing? Do not touch that. Oh my God.
They realize that they're half Kryptonian, but every kid wants to be special, but is also really scared of standing out.
I'm half human, half whatever the hell he is.
I understand Clark's hesitation to keep that from them.
Your grandparents, they raised me. They taught me how to control my abilities, how to blend in.
His powers are passed down. That's a massive part of the show, too, is that how do you help somebody go through what he did?
It's Dad's secret, but now it's like, whoa, now it's our secret too. It's like, this is something we're gonna have to carry with us our whole lives, and it's gonna change our whole lives.
Hey, Mom, sorry. This morning's just been Dr. Fry.
One of the most emotional moments in all the different stories and the way that the stories have been told is when his father has this heart attack and dies in Superman the movie. And reflecting on this loss, Clark says, you know, all this power and I couldn't save him.
To see the vulnerability of Superman makes him really relatable and makes him, when he is still heroic, even more inspiring.
No one ever dreams about the problems, but every life has them. Even the extraordinary ones.
Superman, the embodiment of the ultimate superhero, has a pang of self-doubt.
Everything I do with the boys just seems like it blows up in my face.
I think it speaks to his humanity.
Feels like it's my fault that this is all falling apart.
He doesn't think he's iconic. So there isn't that lore of Superman's been around for 80 plus years. It's, I just got here and I'm just doing everything that I can to make things better.
Your life falling apart doesn't mean you're special, it means you're human.
Thanks for the save.
The magic arrow, no less.
The Arrowverse really just started with a desire to tell the story of Arrow and Oliver Queen. And it grew because of many of us who work on the shows, you know, our love either for comic books, but also for the shows.
We enjoy and we love the shared universe.
Happy? Ecstatic.
Apparently you guys aren't done fooling around.
The DC bench is so deep. You get representation from all walks of life, different people from different backgrounds coming together and fighting for a singular vision.
My hat's off to Greg Berlanti and Mark Guggenheim and Jeff Johns. When they launched Arrow and then added Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Black Lightning, and Supergirl, they didn't take the easy way out, which was just to have each show be independent of one another. They recognized that from the fan point of view, these characters all exist in the same universe.
You want to tag along? If you don't, I will, Smallville.
Who are you?
It's the ultimate sort of adaptation of what the DC mythology is about.
A friend.
There's obviously great visual effects, there's great action sequences, but the shows work because you care about the characters. And that's why you can have like the silliest episode of Legends or the darkest episode of Batwoman. You care about the people.
Dad.
And when you watch the pilot to Superman and Lois, it feels very much like that resetting, that restart. And it's starting a brand new era of DC Universe, a brand new era of the Arrowverse.
Each show has to stand on its own, but at its best, they're also still part of a collective. And like any superhero group, the collective is always stronger than the sum of its parts.
Comic books in general are such a great metaphor for life and for the struggles that we all experience. It's just in a slightly tweaked, heightened version.
I think superhero stories are our Greek myths.
We all need that light. We need something that's gonna give us hope, and superheroes do that. That's what they've always done.
The best ones have emotional stories at their center. Stories that are very relatable to us, and they're symbolic or they're metaphors for what we have to deal with.
New Batwoman.
It's clear that right now we're in a time where superheroes are more powerful than ever. Part of that is just by how popular they are, but the other part of it is how I think needed they are and what they represent.
When your father first told me, I didn't understand either.
There is often a correlation with times of socioeconomic crisis.
You ain't too tough without those extra powers.
You see these people do these amazing things. They're fighting, they're putting their lives on the line. It inspires people in a way that other stories don't.
When we think of heroes, especially heroes with incredible powers, It's reassuring to know that there are people like Superman, and they choose to use their powers for good.
Told you you'd catch me.
Who doesn't want to be able to imagine waking up and being able to save the world?
Get another hot? Thanks. More juice?
I think I'm good, thank you.
We can watch a show and say there are people who want things to be better and will do things to make things better, not just for themselves, but for people who can't help themselves.
I'm Grant Gustin from The Flash.
Hello, it's Breck Bassinger.
Javicia Leslie.
Nicole Means.
Matt Ryan.
Jordan Calloway here from CW's Black Lightning. And I just wanted to wish everyone, cast and crew from Superman and Lois, well.
What I loved most about Superman was that he was like way, beyond his time. And I think that time that he was in is now.
Not only am I excited that these characters are back on TV, just the fact that they exist in our universe.
To see Superman and Lois in a different way that we haven't seen them before, together,
So excited to see what Superman and Lois has in store.
Superman has a plethora of powers, and I am extremely excited to see how they do those, from like his super strength to flying.
Anybody that knows me knows I've loved this character my entire life.
I've been a fan for a long, long time.
I cannot wait for Superman and Lois. Literally, I grew up watching Superman, so this is about to be epic.
How long we got before this thing pops its top?
A few minutes, top.
Now is absolutely the right time for this story. We could all use an enormous amount of hope.
Come on, Superman.
Superman's always stood for hope. The Kryptonian S-glyph on Krypton means hope.
If we can get people to tune in and sit down with their families and reconnect for an hour, then everything that we're doing is worth it.
A lot of what grounds us is family. Right now is the perfect time to see the American hero, Superman, deal with family.
To have a superhero who really does embody all good things and kindness and decency, I think it's really timely.
You were right. I haven't always been there for you. But I promise you, I will be.
I'm desperate for more Superman stories as a fan, and I'm desperate to be inspired by somebody. We need inspiration.
What makes Superman who he is that when he has the opportunity to do good, he does it.
The world needs him and Lois and their family as much as they ever have.
For generations of fans that have grown up on different Superman movies or TV shows, we're going to get something new and different, which will continue to keep Superman relevant in our hearts and minds.
I'm excited for audiences to see these characters and see these worlds. I'm excited for audiences to fall in love with this family.
They're coming back home, but now Clark's a grown man. He's seen so much more. He's lived so much more life. So people of all ages will be able to relate to this.
Kids who are fans of the character can watch it and still have an attachment to it, but people who have been a fan of the character since they were young, who are now older and have kids of their own, can experience it in a whole new way.
We see so much of ourselves in them, but we also see what we aspire to be.
And now, an exclusive sneak peek at what's to come on Superman and Lois.
After my father died, I felt pretty lost. I had a lot of questions about who I was, why I could do the things I could do. So I came here, found my answers.
You brought your son to me. Why?
Each power comes with its own burden. It's not just what you do, it's also what you don't do.
What's the point of having something special if you're not allowed to be special?
When your dad gets distracted, lives are at stake. I know you can hear the bomb in my ship.
Where the hell is Superman?
Me or them? Make a choice.
Everything you do is a mistake.
I don't know who my kids are anymore.
If you don't like the way something is, change it.
I don't like his priorities changing.
It's called being a father.
I'm not throwing away time with my family. But if anything goes wrong, I will be there.
Superman and Lois, new series Tuesdays at 9/8 Central, only on the CW.